Ahead of the upcoming home birth gathering in Cape Town, I'm joined in studio by Lana Peterson. She's a co-founder of Home Birth South Africa, and she's going to speak to us about home birthing and hopefully dispel some of the myths that are out there. Lana, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for the invitation.
Now, won't you start us at the very beginning and explain to us what is home birth?
Well, home birth is when a mother chooses to birth her baby at home as opposed to in a hospital, and women choose home birth for all sorts of reasons. So women can choose to birth either with the assistance of a midwife, a doctor, or even on their own if they so choose.
Now, of course, many people are very nervous about this idea because a lot of the comments that we've gotten on a Parent 24 article is that, but what if something goes wrong? What if I need a doctor? What if there's some type of complication? So what do you do in those circumstances?
Yeah, it's a question that does also come up often at our gatherings. And one's got to understand is that when a woman chooses to have a home birth, she is usually engaging the services of an independent midwife who is a qualified nurse and midwife skilled in advanced midwifery and neonatal care. And she is seeing the mother all throughout the pregnancy, getting to know her body well, getting to know the baby by touch and feel, and also all the while eliminating any risk factors that may make a home birth unsuitable. The midwife will also require that the mother have at least one consultation with an obstetrician at a hospital that will provide a backup service for, any emergency in the pregnancy, labor, or post-birth. And in South Africa, or Cape Town specifically, mothers have the choice of using a public hospital as their backup if they can't afford private healthcare. Otherwise, one or two private hospitals have obstetricians that would be willing to back some midwives in such an eventuality. So, there is that backup plan in place, and the midwife through the pregnancy and the labor is able to gauge, this doesn't quite look a normal pattern, let's rather pack up and continue the labor at a hospital where we have access to more advanced care.
It's probably important to note at this point that the idea of a home birth isn't some new fandangled idea. In fact, women have been giving birth at home
since Jesus.
Right, exactly. So speak to us about this, because often this is perceived as this crazy new hippie idea. Really, it's not.
Yes, I'm often surprised by the women who do seek out home birth care, and it's lawyers, doctors, well-educated women, to environmentalists, hippies, really everybody. The common thread that I find is women that really want an empowered birth experience, want gentle births, they want autonomy in how they birth, and really women who want to take back their power in birth. So it's definitely women feel that they are able to let their guard down if they are in their own environment, because whoever comes into that space needs their permission to be in that space. Whereas when a woman goes into a hospital, she does give away her autonomy somewhat, because she's got to put on a hospital gown, engage with a midwife that she has never met before. You're limited to the room that you're laboring in, so there's not much freedom to do as you wish or as you're, physiologically what feels good for you. So that is why some women would choose to birth at home over hospital.
Now, in preparing for this interview, I spoke to some women who chose to birth at home, and a lot of what they said to me revolved around the idea that they're not sick, so they didn't feel the need to go to hospital. They didn't feel that being in labor or giving birth to a child was necessary to do in a hospital because they weren't ill. Would you explain this to us?
Absolutely. Giving birth is a normal physiological process. It is not by any definition a medical procedure, not at all, but it's just that we have, over the last 50 years created this illusion that childbirth is a medical event by what's being portrayed in the media, taking birth out of homes and into hospitals where you don't know what's happening behind closed doors. And so women are not hearing from other women about how you can labor in your own power, and you can, labor without the need for pharmacological drugs or anything like that.